In the previous videos, we connected to data and built a couple of charts. I have one of those charts showing on my screen now. In this video, we'll continue exploring the Tableau interface. Here we have the column shelf and the rows shelf. The field called main delay cause is in the rows shelf, so it's used to build the rows in the table. We also have the marks card here, and it includes options for color, size, text, detail, and tooltip. As you drag and drop fields into your view, Tableau will place them on shelves and cards using default behaviors based on whether each field is a dimension or a measure, but we can customize everything. Looking at the marks card here, I see that we have the average of departure delay on text, and you see that here indicated with a little T. It's displaying the data as text in the view, and that's what that means. So see how the sides are curved? Here, this looks like a pill for medicine, and that's what it's called in Tableau. We have a green pill for average of departure delay, and it's on text within the marks card. We also have a blue pill for main delay cause, and it's in the rows shelf. Don't worry, you'll pick up the Tableau lingo quickly. A green pill represents a field that Tableau has categorized as a continuous number, and you can see that using the drop-down caret here. It shows as continuous. You can think of continuous numbers as numbers that can take on a very large or even infinite number of values. Pills that are blue represent discrete data, and they take on a smaller number of unique values. For some types of fields, Tableau gives you the option to convert between continuous and discrete using the drop-down menu. And you can see that here. When we imported the data set, Tableau automatically generated some fields for us. These are shown in the data pane in italics. Looking under dimensions here, we see a field that is called ATL for Atlanta, delays, and then it has count in parentheses. Atlanta delays, ATL delays, is the name of our tab in Excel from our source data. And the word count indicates that this variable can be used to count the number of records for us. This is very convenient. For example, I want to know how many delayed flights are there in this data set, or in other words, how many records are in this data set. To answer this question, let's create a new tab using the button at the bottom for creating a new sheet. And then let's double click on that field called Atlanta Delays Count. Once you do that, you can see that there are 5,244 flights in this data set. I also want to know how many flights there are for each type of delay. Let's drag main delay cause to the column shelf. We can see that most of the delayed flights were due to carrier delays, and also for late aircraft delays. Security was the main cause of delay for only 2 flights. You can use the Swap Rows and Columns button up towards the top of your screen if you would like to switch the orientation of the bar chart. I also want to see if this trend differs for each airline in our data set. Let's drag Marketing Airline, which is actually here, it's in your dimensions, Marketing Airline Network, to the row shelf and put it just in front of the pill for main delay cause. Changing the order of these pills within your rows shelf will change how your data is displayed. The trend does look different for some airlines. For example, for Southwest, that's WN in our data set. They have more late aircraft delays than carrier delays. Let's also drag main delay cause to color in the marks card. You can drag and drop it in there. This creates a legend automatically, and you can see that on the right side. Clicking on late aircraft delay in the legend highlights all the marks for that category, and it helps us explore subsets of the data. That's a lot of color though, and if you want less, you can just drag that out. Let's rename this sheet as Num Delays by Cause. and hit enter. Next, I want to show you my absolute favorite feature of Tableau's interface. First, let's create a new sheet, and then let's click on the Show Me button, which is in the top right corner. You can click on each type of chart, and it will tell you how many dimensions and how many measures would be needed to build that chart. An orange box indicates your selection. For example, for a bar chart, we would need a dimension and we would need a measure. You can select the fields that you are interested in first, and then it will recommend chart types for you based on the number of dimensions and measures that you're using. Let me show you an example. Let's select all the variables that we used in our previous bar chart. Let's click on Main Delay Cause, Marketing Airline, Network, and then also let's click on the count field, which was called ATL Delays Count. On Windows, you can hold down the Control key on your keyboard to select multiple fields. On a Mac, you can hold down the Command key. While all three fields are selected, go back over to Show Me, and you can see that all the charts that aren't grayed out and have a black border around them are charts that are possible to build based on your number of dimensions and your measures that you selected. I'll select the bar chart, the horizontal bar chart. And see how quick that was? Now we've got nearly the same chart again, but you can modify it from here if you'd like. For example, you can modify the rows by switching the order of the fields in the row shelf. And that's why this is my favorite feature in Tableau's interface. It's a really quick way to build charts. You can click the Show Me button again to collapse that menu. Lastly, I want to show that we can view our underlying data by clicking the View Data button at the top of the data pane, and it's right here. And this shows you your underlying data. I'll close that. You can also click on a mark in the chart and select a similar button. For example, these 3 weather delays for Southwest, I can click on that mark, and then whenever this is called a tooltip, whenever that appears, I can select this button here, which is the View Data button. You can use these options for full data and then show fields as well if you want to see more of the fields. You can select all. By selecting that mark first, this will show you the underlying data associated only with that mark, which is those 3 flights where Southwest had weather delays. Also, another helpful feature is the search box. I'll close this. The search box is in the data pane over on the left-hand side, and if you've got a lot of fields, you can use it to quickly find what you're looking for. For example, I can type in main, and then I see that just my main delay cause field will come up. And you can clear that like that. I'll end this video here, but be sure to save your Tableau workbook.